Welcome to this introduction to the basics of composition. In this tutorial we are going to look at some of the guidelines to help compose better images. Composition is the combining of techniques and understanding of an image to produce an overall pleasing picture. There are a number of tools or rules that photographers use to compose good shots. So let's take a look at these rules. Look at this image from Darren Rouse. It is divided by two vertical and two horizontal lines, creating a grid effect. This demonstrates the structure of the rule of thirds. Studies have shown that when viewing an image, the eyes are often drawn automatically to the points where these lines intersect, and it is good practice to place areas of focus or interest on these points, as demonstrated by the eye on this bee. Eyes are natural focal points in animals and in people. Consider these two images. Both demonstrate good balance. The images show that placing key aspects along the lines can provide a pleasing balance, but it is not essential for these features to follow these lines rigidly. Both main subjects in these images are slightly off the guidelines and yet seem to balance well. The lines for the rule of thirds are imaginary. Now we will look at the use of real lines in images. Lines can readily be found in images including man-made items and are also present in those in natural settings. In this image from Ron Bigelow, we see a figure moving off into the distance. In fact, we have no proof that this is what is actually happening, but the diagonal lines lead the eye to see this. So we see that diagonals often affect the mood and dynamic of an image and can be used to draw the eye across an image. Note that the figure is set along the left-hand vertical line of the rule of thirds. Next we look at the use of horizontal lines. In this image, there is a clear horizontal line across the base of the mountains. The foreground has some interest, but the main theme in this image is the permanence of the mountain chain. Often, horizontally shot images appear restful as the eye is drawn across the image. Again, note that the point of focus, the rising sun, is located at an intersection point using the rule of thirds. In this image, the main subject is the towering cloud formation in the stormy sky. A feeling aided by the monochrome colouring, but a feeling of power, elemental force and even movement is given scale by showing the image vertically with a short horizontal base. So as well as creating restful images, horizontal lines can also be used to underline areas of focus. Vertical lines, much like horizontal ones, are used to show permanence, but generally demonstrate power and growth. This is evident whether using man-made or natural lines, as can be seen in these images here. Next to consider is what is known as active space. Active space is typically an empty area of an image that allows an implied action to take place. For example, in this fine image from Adam Bakker, we see a young man looking into and out of the right-hand side of the image. The man is located in a rule of thirds intersection area, and the horizontal line draws the eye across the image. The desaturation adds to the feeling of waiting for something to happen. In this next image we see a dog. He is running towards something, or at least that's the impression given by using active space in this image to the left-hand side of the dog. Had we decided to use active space behind the dog, then a different story would emerge, as can be seen in this image. In both images the rule of thirds is used. In the case of the bird on the water, the horizontal line cutting across the top of the image draws the eye, but instead of permanence, the use of active space gives an urgent feeling to the shot. Active space does not always have to be in front of the subject. Using the rules of line, the rules of third, is a guide. In photography, you should try to break the rules to create the unexpected. In this final image by Carrie B, all the main rules are broken. The horizon is off kilter, the rule of thirds is ignored, and yet the image remains striking. Changing the angle can turn what may be a rather dull image of a young girl in a meadow into an image that is full of movement and action. This is achieved by changing the angle of the shot, getting down low, and altering the angle of the horizon. Good pictures are often those that break all the rules, surprise us, shock us, and make us question what we know. So hopefully, this short tutorial has given you some ideas that will help you create amazing pictures. Know the rules first, then break them. Good luck with the competition.